So there's a new oil pastel in town. I get excited, you know I do. Makes up about 36 different types of oil pastel I have now. Never use them all, but I have to have them. Anyway, this is the set of oil pastels. Fairly new on the market and made by Lightwish. Now, my understanding, having been involved with Artex, is that Paul Rubens, Artex and Lightwish are kind of all connected somewhere along the line. I'm not really sure quite how. I mean, I know Artex have their own brand and I know Paul Rubens have their own brand. But also into that fray was Qulox or Qualox, whatever you want to call it. I've got the impression, rightly or wrongly, but Qualox seem to be coming off the market and are being replaced by Lightwish. So to me it just means that probably they've been bought out by a different company. I have no idea, but all them companies are interlinked. So it does make you wonder whether all the pastels are all the same, you know, just rebranded in a different label. So let's have a look at that. Before I go any further though, let me be one of the first, I hope, to wish you all a very happy new year, and I hope your 2025 will be exactly what you want it to be, rather than what it all has been over the course of the last few years. So anyway, let's go and have a look at the oil pastels. So this is the box of oil pastels. As you can see, it's made by Lightwish. Doesn't really say too much on the front. Just says artist quality. We'll see about that in a minute. And soft oil pastels, 48 assorted colours. It's my impression from their site that 48 colours is all they do at the moment. On the back, again, there's not too much to say. Gives you everything you need, I suppose. It says soft oil pastels, 48 colours, and then just gives you a breakdown with numbers. You always feel that if they're numbered, they're going to be quite good pastels. Even tells you where they're from, so that makes a big difference to me sometimes. So yeah, there's all the colours. Let's have a look inside. The box. Let's start about the box first. The box is actually really quite sturdy. It's a really nice box. You get the impression of quality. One thing I don't like personally is where it says master level on the pastels. I just think that feels a bit cheap and nasty. From other mediums and oil pastels that I've seen, when it says master level, it just kind of puts me off. However, having said that, these are new on the market and you've got to give them a go, haven't you? They're master level or not remains to be seen. That's just an opinion of mine, you know, just a little foible, I suppose you'd call it. Right, so inside, there's nothing in the lid. Inside we've got a lovely foam insert. It's only quite thin, but it's general, normal sort of thing that you'd see. So here's the pastels. And I think you'll agree with me, when you first look at these, you think to yourself and say, they're actually quite a nice set of pastely looking colours. It's an assorted set. I mean, for a 48 set, to see little nuanced colours like these inside them is really quite unusual. So I'm actually quite impressed with that, if I'm being honest. And you actually have 5 whites. Personally, I don't see the need for that many whites. I mean, I don't really use that much white in my oil pastels, if I'm being honest. But lots of people do for whatever reasons. So if you wanted a lot of whites, you've got that going for you. So on each pastel, let's take this one. It's a white, but as you'll see, it's called Frosty White. So this one has a number. It then has a name, Frosty White. Number 3, Frosty White. But it also has this on it. It has star ratings, as in Lightfast ratings. Now, you know you're talking about a good oil pastel when they start putting Lightfast ratings on them. And generally, that makes them quite expensive. However, I wouldn't say these are expensive at all. I know that you can pick them up for about £24 to £29. And on that also tells you whether they're opaque, semi-opaque or transparent. I don't think there's any transparent colours in here, so you've got semi-opaque or opaque. It also gives you the pigment number, so it gives you a lot of information. And it says soft oil pastels, master level, and it also have these tear off sections. Now for me, that is reminiscent of the Sennelier oil pastels. I think you'll agree with me on that. And it makes you wonder just how good these are. Now, before I came on camera, because I was so impatient, and I've been indoors for the last few days over Christmas, I had to give them a try. And I didn't have my blending tools with me, so I blended them with my finger. And excuse the mess on this page, but this is what I got, and they blended out with my finger, which is something I don't advocate. They blended out like an absolute treat, and they're actually quite dry now as well, which is amazing, because these other oil pastels that I've got on here, they're not as dry as these, so that's a good start. So what we're going to do now is we are going to have a look and see how these do blend, so that I can show you. I'm not going to do it with my finger, I'm going to do it with my trusty cotton bud like I normally do, and that will give you some idea, hopefully. So as I always say, I always go for the purples because that's the least used colour of mine, so I don't mind using them to waste away. So yes, lovely. They are soft, but they have some firmness about them. They're not like the Mungnos. In fact, I'm struggling to see what they are like. I mean, they have some firmness about them, and they are soft, and they are going on an absolute treat. I like that. I like that a lot. So let's find another colour. We'll find a blue. Alright, find a blue. And that feel, oh, there's consistency. It's so silky. Wow. They are marvellous. Wow. Could these be one of the best oil pastels out there? I'm thinking they're going to be rather good, I have to be honest. And I'm going to go for a lighter colour now, just so you can see the blend, and the blend a lot better. I'm just going to whiz in a bit. There we go. There we go. They are beautiful. They are beautiful, and for such an affordable pastel, there's no flakiness. Oh, I got a little bit as I said it, but then the harder you press, the more you're going to get that anyway. So they are so opaque and so creamy, but at the same time there's a real robust firmness about them. So I'm just going to blend here. Wow, they feel absolutely superb. Wow, look at the blend I'm getting. Look at that. I'm kind of quite stumped for words with these. They're absolutely fantastic. I'm not sponsored by these at all, but you speak as you find, don't you? They are superb. Really, really superb. I have to say, I am very, very impressed. I don't think I've been this impressed since I tried the Caran d'Ache. Wow, look at that, and look at the blend I've got. Such a soft blend. I'm getting it a bit messy now. Wow, it's just like creamy and wonderful. It spreads out. You can spread it out and make it a lot thinner if you want to, which is good for underlayers. Let's have a look at the pilling aspect. Nothing. In fact, I'm putting my finger over that and I'm getting such a blend that it's becoming very soft and painterly looking. Wow. There's no other word for this than wow. Look, I'm blending with my fingers. They are superb, and at a really good price too. Well, I really don't know what else to say about them. They are fantastic. You'll see that I've got other pastels down the bottom here, but they aren't nowhere near as smooth as this. I just can't stop playing with them. And I'm getting no pilling whatsoever. They are smoothing out just like you'd expect paint to smooth out. Wow. Right, okay, so I've shown you the blending, and it's looking a bit patchy there now because I've really overdone it, but they are absolutely superb. Let's just see how the white goes over the top. I think you'll say that is wonderful. Do a bit of cloud there. Look at that. Wow. Soften the bottoms in. Soften it in. Soften it all in. There we go. Well, what's my mark out of 10 for them? Well, I think you already know, don't you? It's going to be 10 every day. I have never been so impressed with an oil pastel, personally, since I've used the Caran d'Ache Neo pastels. These are equally as good as the Caran d'Ache oil pastels and equally as good as the Sennelier oil pastels. The white goes over the top fantastically. Blending is an absolute dream. I've seen 2 other reviews of these. I've searched to see who had done what, and there hasn't been many. So on one of the early views, they did say that they weren't very impressed that there wasn't a dark blue and there wasn't much in the way of dark tones. But I mean, how much do you want? You've got a black and a dark brown here. You've got a fairly dark brown here, and you know, there's plenty in there. There's a dark blue there. I mean, okay, it might not be the blue you want. It might not be that indigo blue, but it's fairly dark. You know, you've just got to add a little bit of black to it, haven't you? Just to darken it up slightly, if that's what you want. And here I am doing it with my finger. These could be one of the ones that I use really with my fingers. So, you know, you've got some nice greens for landscapes and what have you. You've got skin tones. You've got blue tones for skies. This one is absolutely wonderful, sea salt. Nice blues there, lots of whites, pinks and reds. Some, they said about a deep red. Well, you've got a brownish red here. I suppose that's the deepest red you'll get. I think in a 48 set, you're not really going to get what they want. They want more than what just 48 colours could offer. But as a 48 set, this is, in my opinion, superb. Now, I've got nothing to say. When they say master level, my opinion is, yes, they mean that. And it's got everything you need on it, all the colours, the names. I'm not sure whether they will start selling them singly. Hopefully they will. But, wow. That's all I've got to say. Well, when I sat in my living room the other day and I quickly played with these, I was so impressed. And that hasn't changed. I've come out into my studio, I've used a cotton bud on them. I don't think I've ever come across such a good oil pastel, if I'm being honest, apart from the Caran d'Aches and the Senneliers and the Hall ones, you know, all the top level ones. This can stand alongside each one of them easily. And the good thing about these ones is there's a softness about them that you can actually use your impasto techniques over the top as well. And there is also a firmness about them. So you could probably get some quite sharp lines with these. I am really excited. You know, along with the Sohos, the Hall ones, the Caran d'Ache, the Senneliers, there probably are others. These are a superb oil pastel. I got to be honest and say these is one of the best blendable oil pastels I've come across so far. So, until next time, whomever you are, wherever you are, please have a great day, a great week, and a great happy new year. And I'll catch you in the next video. Take care for now. Bye.